So, after posting my last video, something interesting happened. We got loads of comments, we got loads of interaction, and it made me realise something. Maybe we've got it wrong. Maybe people aren't selfish. Maybe they're just tired. Let's talk about it. Let's be honest for a minute. On surface, it probably does look like selfishness. You message somebody, no reply. You support somebody, silence back. You post something vulnerable, 200 views, 3 comments. And this is a big one. You go quiet and nobody checks in. And your brain instantly goes, right, nobody cares. And it's easy to jump there. But let's look around properly. Everybody's rushing, everybody's distracted, everybody's glued to the screens, and everybody is chasing something. And I've noticed it in simple things, like trying to hold a conversation with somebody and they're scrolling on the phone rather than looking directly at you. People replying but not really listening to you. And conversations what just feel transactional. What can I get from this? Why is it beneficial to me? And when you're building something personal, it amplifies it. Because you put yourself out there, you're thinking, you're trying, you're showing up. Or when engagement's low or energy ain't returned, it feels personal. But here's the thing, feelings aren't always facts. And if I'm honest, some at times I thought, nobody cares. But what you really mean is, nobody responds the way you want them to. I genuinely believe that a lot of people now are operating in survival mode. Not dramatic survival, not life or death survival, just mental survival. Let's think about your average day. You wake up to notifications, you check your emails before you're actually fully awake. You scroll, you compare, you consume bad news, you rush to work, you deal with expectations, you come home drained, and then you start scrolling again to switch off. But you never actually switch off. And that constant low level pressure slowly builds up. And when your nervous system's constantly activated, you don't expand, you contract. And when your brain feels under threat, financial threat, social threat, status threat, it prioritises protection. Protection of time, protection of energy, protection of ego. And when somebody's protecting, they don't look generous, they don't look open, and they definitely don't look available. What they do look is self-focused. But protection's not always selfishness. Sometimes it's fatigue. This distinction is massive because we're very quick to judge character. They don't care, they've changed, they're selfish. But what we rarely ask is, what's their capacity at right now? And we all know you can be a good friend but emotionally drained, and you can be a supportive partner but emotionally overloaded, and you can also be a decent person but financially stressed. And when capacity drops, consistency can drop, patience drops, and availability drops. But that doesn't excuse bad behaviour, but it explains reduced output. But character fluctuates and character's consistent, and maybe we are confusing the two. When we misread exhaustion for selfishness, we harden. And when we harden, we become the things we're frustrated by. We stop reaching out, we stop being vulnerable, we stop checking in, and we match the coldness what we believe we're receiving. And now we've got 2 tired people waiting for the other to make the first move. And that's how disconnection multiplies. Not because nobody cares, but because everybody else thinks that nobody else does. I can't control the mental state of this world. I can't control whether somebody replies, and I can't control whether somebody supports. I can't control if somebody shows up, but I can control where I become in response. I don't want to become cynical because I feel ignored. I don't want to become cold because energy weren't matched. If people are overwhelmed, then patience is strength. If people are exhausted, then understanding is strength. If people are in survival mode, then stability becomes leadership. And this isn't about being naive, it's about being aware. Maybe the real question isn't, do people care? It's maybe, what have they got left to give? But I do genuinely believe a lot of it is some kind of keep up culture, and people spend far too much time trying to impress people they don't even like. And it's never been as easy to become viral by doing something stupid. So on reflection, maybe there's one thing we can do today. Maybe we can be the first ones to put our gloves down and try and make amends. And sometimes it's good to see a story from both sides. Have you been present for people? Is there things you could have done better? So as ever, it's been good to chat. Just thought I'd come out for a half an hour, 45 minutes for a little walk, get my steps in for the day and reflect on last week's video. As always, I want to say a massive thank you to all my new subscribers since my last video. It does mean well to me, and if you are visible, I will give you a mention in credits at the end of this video. So, till next time, I'll see thee.